Welcome everyone. We're going to take a deeper dive into the responsorial psalm from Palm Sunday, or Passion Sunday as it is formally called. And just a reminder, there's something peculiar about Passion Sunday. The first reading, the psalm, and the second reading are always the same for Passion Sunday. The gospel will change each year, but the first reading, second reading, and the psalm are always the same. That happens very rarely throughout our liturgical year and the 3-year liturgical cycle. So just like the first reading that we heard yesterday, the psalm today is very, very important to understand Passion Sunday, but also all of Holy Week. So, what I'd like to do is sing just the response that we often sing on Passion Sunday. So a little preview. When people start Passion Sunday, especially outside, it's confusing. And, people of Palm, and we're singing, "All glory, Lord, and honor to you, Redeemer King." And people are processing into the church. There's the blessing of the holy water in the palm. It's just chaotic. If people start the procession of the palms inside the church, it's just as chaotic. And sometimes the ushers don't know what they're doing, and the wrong readings are chosen, and the people are singing at one key and the organ is on another key, and it's just a mess. Okay, it's a good mess, but it's a mess. Then everybody sits down, they hear the first reading, still kind of a mess. But it all changes when this happens. When, usually on the organist just hits the notes for this psalm, and it goes, "Pam, pam, 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 pam. Pam, 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 pam. My God, why have you abandoned me?" In my experience as a priest, is that melody, and it's a somber melody, is so ingrained in our imagination that automatically people just calm down and they say to themselves, "Oh, this is Holy Week, this is different." So, this is Psalm 22. The response is, my God, why have you abandoned me?" It's kind of a long psalm. Rather than reading it in its entirety, I just want to read kind of the first section of it. So it begins, my God, why have you abandoned me? Why so far from my call for help? Why are you so far from the cries of my anguish?" See, it's a lament. And right off the bat, the psalmist is asking God questions, almost like interrogating God. So, my God, I call by day, but you do not answer. By night, but I have no relief. Yet you are enthroned as the Holy One. You are the glory of Israel. In you our fathers trusted. They trusted and you rescued them. To you they cried out and they escaped. In you they trusted and were not disappointed. But I am a worm, not a man, scorned by men, despised by the people. All who see me mock me. They curl their lips and jeer. They wag their heads at me. He relied on the Lord. Let him deliver him. If he loves him, let him rescue him. For you drew me forth from the womb, made me safe at my mother's breasts. Upon you I was thrust from the womb. Since my mother bore me, you are my God. Do not stay far from me, for trouble is near, and there is no one to help. Many bulls surround me, fierce bulls of Bashan encircle me. They open their mouths against me, lions that rend and roar. Like water, my life drains away. All my bones are disjointed. My heart has become like wax. It melts away within me. As dry as a potsherd is my throat. My tongue cleaves to my palate. You lay me in the dust of death. Dogs surround me. A pack of evildoers closes in upon me. They have pierced my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones. They stare at me and gloat. They divide my garments among them. For my clothing they cast lots. And this psalm continues. So there are different types of psalms. One type of psalm is a lament, and it is what it sounds like. It's an individual lamenting the condition he finds himself in, or the condition that the nation of Israel finds itself in, or the consequences of their sins. So this Psalm 22 is super important because today, my God, why have you abandoned me? That's what Jesus says in Mark's Gospel and Matthew's Gospel. That is not what Jesus says in Luke's Gospel when Jesus is on the cross. And it is not what Jesus says in John's Gospel. Luke and John are very different. This, my God, why have you abandoned me, is what Jesus says in Mark's Gospel and in Matthew's Gospel. So it's also obvious that this psalm informed Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John when they were writing the account of Jesus' passion. They have pierced my hands and my feet. A pack of evildoers circles in upon me. They can see all my bones. My God, why have you abandoned me? So it just goes on and on and on. This psalm, Psalm 22, really formed the thinking and the imagination and the writing of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John when they described Jesus' passion. So, it's a powerful psalm. I would encourage you, like I always do, to read the entire psalm. But you know what? This week, not just read it or read through it. In a sense, let it read through you. Read it prayerfully. Read part of it and just reflect on it. Then read a couple of more verses and then reflect on it. And read more and reflect on it. Now, the psalm does end on a kind of a positive note. And sometimes writers or people who comment on the Gospels always highlight that this shows Jesus' trust in God. We just have to be careful of that. It's very easy just to say, oh, well, of course it ends on a high note because the passion is finally successful when Jesus dies. It is, but that's probably not the way Matthew and Mark want us to hear these verses on Jesus' lips. Jesus really does feel abandoned. And he says, my God, why have you abandoned me? So it's a sad psalm. I would encourage you to really reflect on it this week. Thanks very much, and God bless you.